In just over 100 hours, the September 1st anniversary of the start of World War II will be here. And while many of you are no doubt familiar with the story of the Polish defense of the Westerplatte Peninsula, where it all began, I think we can all appreciate a good refresher, especially considering how much heroism unfolded within such a small area. So join me as we take a look back at the battle that would become known as the 7-Day Stand. Okay, so to set the scene, this was the location of the first shots fired in what would become known as World War II. Here's a map, showing its location within German-controlled territory. Despite being completely surrounded, this small Polish enclave of just 0.25 square kilometers was actually a critical military transit depot for the city of Jadowsk, or Danzig to our German friends. But perhaps more importantly, it was a powerful symbol of Polish sovereignty that Nazi Germany aimed to extinguish as quickly as possible. In fact, they were so confident they'd be able to do so that they planned to capture it in just 1 hour to justify their propaganda that Danzig was, in fact, Deutsche. But Polish resistance held for 7 days, making it the first act of defiance against Nazi Germany in World War II. During this time, a force of just 182 Polish soldiers, including officers, infantry, and even some civilians, defending the perimeter with just one 75mm field gun for mortar, 41 machine guns, rifles and grenades, against an attacking force of over 400 troops, consisting of elements of the SS Heimwehr, Danzig, the Kriegsmarine, and the Luft. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the Polish defenders were able to inflict heavy casualties on the attackers. So after an opening barrage by the German Navy on September 1st at 4:48 a.m., during which the battleship Schleswig-Holstein fired the first shots of the war into West, the initial infantry assault was repelled by the Polish machine gun nests, inflicting over 50 casualties on the Germans within minutes. The battle then continued through September 2nd to 6th, with 47 German Stuka dive bombers dropping 26.5 tons of bombs, mostly on the forest to the west of the peninsula, failing to destroy the Polish bunkers. And although the heaviest fighting ended with the fall of the last Polish machine gun nest on September 7th, with the Germans bringing out the flamethrowers and even an armored train, the commander of Westerplatte, Major Henryk Saharski, surrendered his men at 5:20 p.m. when his ammunition and food supplies had been depleted and 80% of his men were wounded. Saharski's final transmission was, quote, "Sending 2 soldiers to negotiate ceasefire, long live Poland," end quote. Of the 182 Polish defenders, between 15 and 20 are known to have been killed, with 53 wounded and all survivors taken prisoner. While German casualties are harder to pin down, estimates put the number of dead between 200 and 400, with over 600 wounded. And so while the battle itself was ultimately a lost cause, the defenders of Westerplatte bought precious time for the rest of Poland to mobilize its forces, and so became known as the honorable surrender. In fact, such was the respect between the two sides that the Germans allowed Major Saharski to keep his ceremonial sword, something they took from all other fallen Polish officers. And that brings us to why Westerplatte mattered. Firstly, it shattered the myth of Blitzkrieg, Germany's so-called Lightning War, which was designed to achieve swift victory through the use of surprise, speed, and overwhelming force, but which at Westerplatte stalled before it even began. Secondly, it became a powerful symbol of resistance for occupied Poland, and the rallying cry "Fight like Westerplatte" echoed during the Warsaw Uprising. And thirdly, it was a propaganda war. For while Nazi media claimed a heroic victory, Polish radio managed to get the word out about the heroic stand of the defenders of Westerplatte across the globe, inspiring the Allies while demoralizing the Axis. Before we go, I should also mention that there are a number of controversies surrounding Westerplatte, not least that Saharski suffered a panic attack on the 2nd day of the battle, after which the tactical command of the defense was taken over by Captain Franciszek Dąbrowski. This was all kept under wraps until recently, when post-war communist authorities in Poland tried to downplay the role of non-communist heroes like Saharski in the defense of Westerplatte. Nonetheless, there's still much to see today. The ruins of Guardhouse 5, the 25-meter granite monument of the coast defenders erected in 1966, and the Westerplatte Museum, which opened in 2020 and which contains exhibits like soldiers' letters home, recovered shell fragments, and Saharski's sword. And while there you'll find the quote, "No more war," etched in stone, the final words of Major Saharski, who died in 1946. So there you have it, the story of Westerplatte in 100 seconds. And if you want more World War II history delivered straight to you every week, then be sure to follow for more updates. Until next time, see you soon.